Hey, this is Anthony Cesari with SuccessForYourSongs.com. One of my favorite concepts in songwriting is writing contrasting sections. In other words, what you can do to make your verse sound different from your chorus and your bridge. Writing contrasting sections is too often ignored by songwriters, but it's so crucial to writing a song that people want to hear. And there are so many different ways to achieve contrast that I have several videos on this. I'm going to talk about one specific one in this video. Now, I've talked about this topic before in relation to current pop songs, but the truth is this concept has been around forever. As evidence of that, I'm going to ask you to take a listen to the song Over the Rainbow, as sung by Judy Garland in 1939 for The Wizard of Oz. Now, the big sectional contrast that happens in this song is at about 45 seconds into the video, which you can watch on the screen. I have a link for that. And it happens on the words, "Someday I wish upon a star." I'm sure you've heard that before, but if you want to check it out again for a refresher, I've got that link for you. So just so we're on the same page, let's call the "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" part the verse, and that "Someday I Wish Upon a Star" section the bridge. So there are two main things that are contributing to the contrast that's happening between the verse and the bridge, and the big one is note length. The verse notes on the words "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" are long and drawn out. They're a lot of whole notes and half notes sung in the verse, and the bridge is much quicker. A lot of the bridge is eighth notes whipping back and forth in contrast to the drawn out notes of the verse. By the way, if you're enjoying what we're talking about in this video, I've got a lot more information for you in our free cheat sheet, which you can download by tapping on that I in the corner of the screen. So please do that before you leave this video. Back to Over the Rainbow. What's important to note here is that we set the standard for contrast within our own songs. We set this standard in the first section of our song. In Over the Rainbow, the first section is a verse that has a lot of half and whole notes. So by contrast, the eighth notes of the bridge feel very quick because of that standard previously set in the verse. Had the first verse been all super fast 16th notes, then the eighth notes of the bridge would feel slowed down in comparison. So it's important to realize that you set that standard for what's to be contrasted against when you sit down to write the sections of your song. Having said that, a second contributor to the contrast between the two sections of this song is the vocal range that's used within each section. So right off the bat, the first two notes sung in the song jump up a whole octave. She sings "some," and then "where" jumps up an entire octave. So the instant we hear vocals in the beginning of the song, we know that there's some range to the verse. It happens within the very first two notes. And this sets the standard for the verse. It has a lot of range in it. But then when Judy Garland sings the bridge, most of the notes in "Someday I'll Wish Upon a Star" are very close together in pitch. And most of them are only 2 or 3 half steps from each other. So the notes in that section are tight from a pitch standpoint based on the standard set in the previous verse. So that's a stark contrast from the wide-ranging vocals of the verses. And the reason I bring this topic up in the context of The Wizard of Oz is to show you that even songs that were written back in 1939 were benefiting from the idea of contrast between sections. In other videos, I've talked about this same concept being used in today's pop songs, and the point being that this idea of contrasting your sections hasn't gone anywhere in a long time, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So this can only benefit your songs to make use of this knowledge. And there are so many different ways to contrast your sections, much more than I've presented, or the two that I've presented you with here. And I'd recommend that you go back to a song that you've written to see if you can figure out exactly how you've contrasted your verses from your choruses, if you did it at all. You know, maybe you used longer notes in your verses and shorter notes in your chorus, or vice versa. Did you change your vocal range in each section? And if you haven't contrasted your sections much at all, you may want to start by trying out these two techniques that we looked at in Somewhere Over the Rainbow, because again, it's not like they're going anywhere anytime soon. So I hope you found that information useful. If you're looking for a lot more songwriting information in the style of what we talked about in this video, you can download our free cheat sheet by tapping here on the screen. And if you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel to stay updated on our latest songwriting videos, you can tap our logo on the screen for that. I'll also put links for that stuff below this video. Thank you for checking out this video, and I look forward to talking to you in the next one. Take care.